So these are the three things I've got my eye on for the Packers tomorrow against the New York Jets in preseason game number 1. The number one thing, which will be the number one thing in all three preseason games, is can you get out of there healthy? Health will be the number one thing you're looking for. Football is a dangerous sport, and you are naturally going to see some injuries, whether that be to the Jets or the Packers. The hope is it is to nobody that will have a significant impact on your season. So number one is health when it comes to the three things I'm looking for in tomorrow's game. Number two, which we'll get to more in a bit, but the guy that I'm fascinated with for this Packers preseason and training camp and all the in-betweens is wide receiver, now cornerback, Bo Melton. He's been making some positive headlines at training camp the last couple of weeks, but tomorrow is the first real live action that Bo Melton will see at cornerback. I heard him talk about how hyped up he is, how excited he is at his locker yesterday after practice. But now it's time to figure out, is Bo Melton for real? Can he make the roster as a cornerback, and can he make an impact at cornerback? Because he's going to have the opportunity. Nate Hobbs isn't going to play in the preseason, likely, with the injuries he's dealing with. You're not going to see a ton of time from Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine. Bo Melton's going to have a ton of opportunity tomorrow and throughout the preseason. Is Bo Melton for real?
He seems like such an easy guy to root for. Like, could you imagine being a professional athlete at one position that you've played? He didn't even play cornerback in college, right?
No, his brother did. His brother's a corner in the league for the Arizona Cardinals, but he never did, no.
And just taking it in stride and being happy to be able to step on the field and get paid to play football every day. I'm rooting for Bo Melton big time.
Yeah, Bo knows ball, right? And the cool thing of him is he did have his one breakout game a couple of years ago against the Vikings on New Year's Eve, where he had over 100 yards receiving. I think he had a touchdown or two. He had an awesome game offensively. And you can still utilize him if push comes to shove and maybe things fall the wrong way for the wide receiver room, right? Injuries is, of course, what I'm referring to. But as always, knock on wood, that doesn't happen.
That's the crazy thing, too. It's not like he was a guy that had a lot of speed but just didn't have hands. Like, he was pretty good at his position.
He was solid, but obviously the investment level and the draft picks and guys above him and like McCole Hardman's likely going to make the roster. At least that's the opinion I have now. That could change throughout these preseason games.
But I'm saying, like, on the Carolina Panthers, he'd be like their wide receiver 3 or 2.
Probably a bad example because the Panthers have a lot of good receivers.
Last year, yes, I agree with you. Way to save that one. Attaboy, Will. Oh, that's what I was referring to. Obviously, I definitely wasn't thinking of this year. Who thinks of this year? I always live in the past.
Well, they have what? Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, Tet McMillan. Like, they've got receivers in Carolina.
Yeah, going into last season.
So there you go. Yeah, good save. So, number 2, what I'm looking for is Bo Melton for real at the cornerback position. And finally, number 3, what I'm looking for is which wide receivers take advantage of the opportunity. Similarly to Bo Melton. Will we see him on offense at some point? I don't know the answer to that. But this is a crowded room. And with the expectation that at least all of them, except Christian Watson, will see some time, will there be a Romeo Doubs moment? Will there be a Savion Williams moment, the 3rd-round pick this year? Malik Heath is another guy who's probably teetering closer to not making the roster than making the roster. Can he have a breakout in preseason game 1 that all of a sudden flips the narrative a little bit in that crowded room? We don't know how many they're going to keep, but there are several talented guys at the back end of that depth chart that are going to have some great opportunities over the course of the next couple of weeks. So tomorrow especially, which wide receivers will step up? So just to recap, the 3 things I'm looking for in preseason game number 1 for the Packers against the New York Jets. Number 1, health. Get out of there healthy. Number 2 is Bo Melton for real at cornerback. And number 3, which wide receivers will step up? There's obviously other things I'm looking for, right? Some of the young defensive players, have they taken that next step? A guy like Baron Sorrell, 99, will shine. Will we see some pop from him in preseason game 1 with the opportunity of a lot of playing time? There's other things I'm looking for, but those are the main 3. And health will always be the main one in the preseason. Can the starters especially, but can everybody get out of there healthy is obviously priority number 1 for the Green Bay Packers here in live game number 1. Did I miss anything?
I'm surprised Lucas Van Ness did not crack the top 3. In all the chaos of all the talk we had last season about this front 4 isn't getting pressure, that's why the defense is allowing, I think there's only one NFC North game they allowed under 20 points. Like, in all that chaos, I'm surprised his progress from what we've seen so far in training camp wasn't mentioned.
So he did come to mind. The reason I didn't put him on the list is I'm not sure what to anticipate in terms of how much will the starters play. Will I only see him for one drive? Yeah, would I love to see him, make some chaos, wreck some games, wreck some days? Of course. But am I positive that Lucas Van Ness will play more than a drive? No, I'm not. Right? And the Jets are playing their starters, which is good. Obviously, new coaching staff in there, new quarterback in there, and Justin Fields, who makes his triumphant return to Lambeau Field. Your guy, Willie.
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
Pescatarian. He only eats fish.
What is Justin Field quarterback number 4 of the he's the savior of the Bears? Is that the order?
I will never say anything bad about Justin Fields. He's a great guy. I really like
He got
him.
a bad shake.
I think he was dealt a bad hand.
I agree with you.
Yeah, like
I thought he would be the dude. And again, I think he got an unfair shake. He gets traded to Pittsburgh last year. I think he started 4 games for them and they went 3-1 before Russell Wilson returned. And he showed some really good things in Pittsburgh. So I'm intrigued by the second act for Justin Fields.
And I mean, his second year as a Bear, his wide receiver 1 was Dante Pettis.
Yeah, and that's not going to help.
Didn't really have much help. But
Caleb Williams has a lot more help than Justin Fields did.
I think Van Ness will be interesting this week more so than other preseason games since the Packers haven't had any of those joint practices yet. We'll get a lot of reps against different left tackles and not Jordan Morgan.
I hope you're right. I mean, especially that defense I'm fascinated by because they had overall a solid year last year, but there were things that were clear shortcomings, like sacking the opposing quarterback being the main one, despite the inflated numbers because they had 2 games with a bunch of sacks. But all in all, Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness and Kingsley Enagbare and Brenton Cox Jr., like they didn't get to the quarterback as much as they should have.
Who's the Jets left tackle? Is it Mekhi Becton?
Is he still there? I honestly don't know off the top of my head, but you might be right. Left tackle is Olu Fashanu.
I think he's pretty good. So that'll be interesting for the 1 or 2 drives that he's out there, how he matches up against somebody that's not a Packers player.
Mekhi Becton is a Los Angeles Charger.
He was highly touted going into the Jets.
And by the way, Mekhi Becton, Super Bowl champion. He was an Eagle last year. He hasn't been on the Jets since 2023. Ball knowledge.
I told you I'm living in the past.
Ball knowledge suffering.
I'm living in the
today.
past. I don't live in the current.
I don't know that that's a good thing.
No, it's not. I didn't say it was.
Joe Tippmann is their starting center, Hunter, former Badger. So we'll see him tomorrow. We will see old friend Alan Lazard tomorrow, one of their starting receivers. And then obviously that defense has some big names, right? Quinnen Williams, who likely won't play, but Quincy Williams, Sauce Gardner, Will McDonald, the Wisconsin kid, he's also questionable, so probably won't play. Actually, their entire defensive line is questionable or out for tomorrow. Will McDonald, questionable. Byron Cowart, questionable. Quinnen Williams, questionable. And Jermaine Johnson is out. So you will get the second-team defensive line, likely, for the New York Jets right from the gates, which hopefully allows Josh Jacobs some more running room.
Seems like the Packers won that pick swap between Will McDonald and Lucas Van Ness. Lucas Van Ness ready to go week 1 preseason. Will McDonald not.
It's a good spin zone.